community, and he has offered his humor in order to avoid the $10 entrance fee. He gave me this to read, by the way. He's been mistaken for performers on Comedy Central's Premium Blend, BET's Comic View, and even, get this, Nickelodeon's Search for the Funniest Mom in America 2, number 2. Coming all the way from Schenectady, New York, please welcome my hero, EHSAN MAFI!
How's everybody doing tonight? Feeling good. Hey, did anybody else know that EHSAN couldn't rap? Is that? That's mean. That's a cheap shot. He's gonna be like backstage. Why did you do that? It's like you egged me on to do the rap thing. Ah, is it? It's packed in here tonight. Is it? I can't see. Is it packed in here tonight? Ow! It's like another Eid. Of course, the only difference between real Eid and tonight is that tonight, all the Muslims from every mosque around is going to come together for this. As opposed to, well, you know. Oh, we're going to talk about some real stuff tonight. Don't think EHSAN Mom is just going to come up here and, you know, tell some funny little jokes and I was going to be all gone and we can go home. You're going to learn stuff. You're going to learn a lot of stuff tonight. But I was really surprised that everyone was here on time. I mean, I know we lied and told you 7 o'clock, so that's what happened. But I mean, you know, you're still here when I'm on, and I was really impressed. Like, what's the deal? For meaningless, like, frivolous little things like comedy shows, we all show up on time, but when it counts for the real big things like weddings, funerals, and calls to jihad, we're just like, well, you know, we're already a half hour late. Why start getting ready now? Nobody asked you. I know I'm still an amateur. We're going to consider this a professional comedy show. And because no one here is drinking, you have no excuse. Please don't heckle or I will shut you down. Now, lateness, right? I was talking about lateness. See, you screwed me all up. That's why suicide bombers only killed like 3 people. Oh, I'm going there. Just give me a second. I'm going there. I can just imagine, you know, it's like, they're sitting there, you know, and they're planning, they're like, okay, there's going to be a circus in Tel Aviv next week from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., okay? You're going to go in there, find the largest group you can, right? And martyr yourself. Got it? Got it? L'chaim. L'chaim, by the way, if I spit it in out, it's Hebrew for to life. So, it's a little inside joke between me and my friends. Now, of course, you know, because they're Muslim, the last day of the circus, 3:15, the dude's gonna roll in, he's gonna do it. of school, while we're on the subject, it's the best transition I can think of. I'm not a fan of school. I don't really like it, and all my friends know that. My sister was the smart one at school. She was all the one with the honors and all the degrees and everything. That's gonna be out of breath, which didn't make me look any better. You know what I mean? But I can't blame her, you know, for taking all the smart genes in the family. It's okay. She just left me with charm and good looks, and I guess that's just have to live with it. My sister's gonna call me up next week. She'll be like, "Did you say I was ugly when you were on stage?" No, you misunderstood. I just said that you were unattractive and smart, I might add. I'm just kidding. I love my sister. She's gorgeous. And she's taken, so don't even think about it. But, yeah, school. So my mom had a great way of handling it, and I can talk about it because she's here in the audience tonight, Mom. Okay. I would come home after taking a test and, you know, depressed because I probably did bad. And I'm walking home, you know, just I'm walking home, pouting. And she sees me. She can tell. She knows I took a test and it's obvious that didn't go well. That's it. So she's like, but she knows that she feels like asking anyway, and she's like, so, EHSAN John, how did the test go? Bad. Why, EHSAN John? I don't know, Mom. I did the best that I could. She's like, okay, I see. You know what you should do? You know what you should do? Next time you have a test, if you want to do really good, just study harder. And then you'll do better. So you'll see, you didn't study enough, and that's why you did bad. Next time, study harder, and you won't have that problem anymore. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? See, now those kids are laughing because they know what I'm talking about, but the parents are like, that seems like a very reasonable solution to me. I don't see the comedic element in that answer. That's what I tell my kids. So let me try to break it down to you and give it in a way that the parents might understand. Let's say you're upset with your kid for some reason, and you're like, you know what, you're this and that, and you don't even go to mosque anymore, and you don't really run, and you're just bad. You're a bad, bad boy. Why is that, Mom and Dad? I don't know, we did the best that we could. What you should have done is just raise me better. Next time you have a kid, raise him better, and you won't have that problem anymore. Do you see what's happening? There are parents in the audience like, note to self, don't let our kids hang out with EHSAN MAFI. Bad influence. Raising kids is tough. Growing up is tough. And kind of funny. Because I remember growing up, there was basically two kinds of kids. There were the cool kids and the not so cool kids. But what I realized is it wasn't just us growing up in America having these kind of issues. Our parents, when they were younger, you know, hard as it is to believe, they had the same kind of kids. You know, like cool and not cool, we don't really classify that with our parents. They're just foreigners that came over here and, you know, tried to make it big. And they've done very well. Give your parents a round of applause for bringing you all the way here. But I realized when they were kids, they had the same class of kids in every generation, wherever you go, there's the same type of people, you know? And so the cool and not cool. I can't focus because that baby keeps crying. So when I thought that was laughter, maybe like a high shrieking, it's not. It's not. So what I mean by that is you should probably take the kid up and out of the room. You guys know what I'm saying, right? I don't want to punish you guys by stopping the show and waiting. No, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Oh, okay, I heard me though. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. What was I talking about? Cool kids and not cool kids. This is the type of kid that everybody had in their class, and I know everybody had it. Even the parents can remember way back when, that kid that walked on the ball of their feet, always, walking through class, like this. You know what I'm talking about? They never played any sports because when they ran, they looked like a retarded ballerina. They're like... And even when they weren't running, their pants never seemed to reach to their sneakers quite. What was that? It was always like capris or less. And they always had those sticky fingers. They always fiddling with their fingers. They had those sticky fingers, probably from picking their nose and eating their boogers all day. You know they did it. And it was disgusting. One girl was like, no, I just put it in the lip of my mouth and I just savor it. Can't believe I remember that. You know the type. The kind whose mom comes to recess to make friends on her child's behalf. And that just makes it worse, right? Who wants to be friends with that kid? Mom going, no thanks, Mrs. Foucault. And then of course they're just going to make fun of him even more when he leaves. So I was lucky enough to have 3 of those kind of kids growing up. 1 boy and 2 girls. One of the girls, whose parents were cousins by the way, not that there's anything wrong with that. She had to go to the bathroom one time, as children normally do, and the bathrooms in elementary school were in the classroom. So she gets up and she goes, and there's a fire drill. It's a drill, like it always is, so we get up, and we start walking out. Calmly, whatever, but she's freaking out in the bathroom. It's like, wait! Wait, don't leave me, oh my God! Please! Now the teacher's already out the door because we have to line up outside. And of course, none of us say anything to the teacher. We don't help her out in one bit, because it's funnier that way. So we're outside giggling really hard, and the teacher's like, 23, 24. Where's Shira? We see Shira barreling out with her pants around her ankles, toilet paper between her cheeks. What are you guys? How do you become friends with somebody after that? I tried to be nice, you know what I mean? We're Muslim, we should all be nice. I was nice when I was younger. But I mean, come on. I tried to help her out when I could. Yeah, and also, like now I'm picking a career, I'm looking to choose careers, and, I remember growing up, they're like, you can be anything you want to be, right? If you believe it, you can achieve it. Whatever you want to be an astronaut, you want to be a firefighter, a veterinarian maybe? Yeah. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want, right? That's what they told us, right? No, beta. Nee, beta. La habibi. Our parents understand one thing when it comes to our education. D. As in PhD, MD, or JD. That's all they know. Or, if you don't want to do that, then garbage man. Because that's the only other occupation that's left. That's it. You don't want to go to graduate school? Fine. Garbage truck's waiting outside for you. Because you're never going to amount to anything else in your life. And don't push kids, There are kids that are like, well, I'd love to go to medical school, but I don't have the grades. I can't stand it. Medical school is hard. But do the parents give up? No, of course not. Send them overseas to go to medical school in Pakistan. 5 years. But Dad, I can barely speak Urdu. It's all in English there. Really? Well, maybe. Listen, you've done nothing but disappoint your mother and I. Don't screw this up this time, all right? We're going to send you off and you can't come back until you're a doctor. Tough love, I guess. It's like, see you in 2010. We love you. Yeah, that's how you know your parents love you. I'll send you off. 5 years in medical school. Students. Picking careers, medical school. I had this all memorized. And then that baby cries and just jams me up! Oh yeah, how about my career? Oh yeah, because, that's the whole thing. They might say, EHSAN, I never push my kids to do those things. I would like for them to go to graduate school, of course. But I never push them to. They know I'm flexible. If they ever decided to pick another career, they could just come to me and talk about it. But that doesn't work. We already tried talking to you about it in our dreams. And it went something like this. Mom, Dad, I was thinking a lot about what I wanted to do in college, and I'm really amazed by the mind, like how the mind works, and so I was thinking maybe I'd study psychology. Well, maybe not psychology. You know how I'm always the entertainer of the family, and I like to perform. I was thinking, maybe I could be a theater major. I like cars. Maybe I could be a mechanic. Oh, engineer, a mechanical engineer? Shoot. Mechanical engineer. It's like that. We try to talk to you. The whole reason I want to say this stuff is it's okay if your kid is good at writing and they want to major in English and become a journalist. I like to say this stuff because the kids are here, the parents are here, so I want to put my ideas forth onto everybody. I want to propagate a little bit. It's okay if your kid, likes history and they want to study that. Because the thing is, if your kid is good at something, and, at the end, agree with me when I'm done with my spiel, if you agree. If a kid is good at something, if he likes something, he's probably good at it. And if he's good at it, he's probably willing to work hard at it, right, kids? And if they're willing to work hard, they're going to make money doing it. So you should support your kids. Clap if you agree. Support your kids and let them do what they really enjoy, as long as it's, within reason, within whole reason. Like, for example, I like to do this. I like to make people laugh. That's what I enjoy. And I've tried to talk to her about it with my mom, but you know how she reacts. She's like, "Vai roda! Man, she come in Canada. Bache man, میخواد stand-up comedian باشه." So I was thinking, okay, maybe I could search for another career. So I found out on the CIA's website, because I was looking for an engineer job, that they hire for people that know foreign languages, and they pay handsomely for people that know Middle Eastern languages like Pashto, Farsi, and Arabic. They pay $45,000 to $75,000 a year. I was like, I speak Farsi. I can learn to read and write it. I'll do that. Hey, Mom, guess what? I found this great thing. I don't have to be an engineer, and I'm still going to make a lot of money. I'm going to work for the CIA translating Farsi. EHSAN John, when I came here in 1979 and there's the Islamic Revolution with Imam Khomeini, I too had the chance to translate into Farsi. I'm doing a terrible accent with my mom. I was tempted to pay a lot of money back then, but you know what? I didn't do it. I started my own business and I'm thriving now. And I'm glad I didn't do it. I wasn't going to sell out and translate Farsi so they can capture my friends and my brothers and my sisters and my cousins. Why would I do that? To my own country? No, EHSAN John, no. So basically what I'm saying to you, EHSAN John, is I didn't raise my son to be no snitch. And I'm like, whoa, Mom! Okay, I never would need that much money. Anyway, I was just kidding. Never mind. Why is this so bad, right? We can never. Who's going to work for the CIA? Whose parents are going to let them do that? We're Americans, all right? It's just, I don't know, it's one of those things. But I'm glad, that I'm speaking in front of a majority of Muslims here, and clap if you're Muslim, I'm here. Because we can always talk about stuff like careers and our parents and culture and stuff. When you talk to white people, it's a little different. Just a bit, because they find different things funny. You know, they find the Muslim jokes funny. And that's not a problem. It gets old a little bit, like, you know, we don't eat pig or pig products. Not a big deal, right? I will never forget how long it took my friend to get over the fact that I don't eat pig. You know what I mean? Because he would make a joke about it all the time. It was so funny to him. We're in the campus center, you know what I mean? Just going for whatever, and my buddy Chris is like, hey, EHSAN, we should get a pepperoni pizza. Huh? What do you think, pepperoni pizza? With a little ham and some extra sausage, maybe? Huh? Yeah, because it's pig, you think? And I'll just have a salad. Okay, well, don't forget the bacon bits, because the bacon... You think you're hilarious, don't you? I can't help it. Allah made me funny. Because that was the tour that I was sorry, yeah, I don't spell it for that. You got it, you got it. Allah is just the name of God in Arabic. Well, and what in God's name are you doing with all these infidels here? Shut up! I'm going to kill you. Oh, hey, if you blow yourself up, can we split the 70 virgins, huh? Okay, you know what? That's where I draw the line, man. That's where I draw the line. How long have we been friends? How long have we hung out? How much have I taught you? Huh? Obviously, you've learned nothing from being with me, from being with an American Muslim. It's 72 virgins. Everybody knows that. But then they ask questions like, well, EHSAN, what about the gay mosque? And I'm like, what? The what? I heard there's a gay mosque in Toronto, and that's where the gay Muslims go. And I was like, yeah, you know, I remember like 5 years ago hearing something about a gay mosque. Do you guys remember that? Anybody? It was like, oh my God, there's a gay mosque in Toronto. And that's it. No one said anything after that. And I've never been to Toronto, so I've never seen it, but does anyone know what happened? Did you get struck by lightning yet, or still? Because, you know, then I was thinking like, a gay mosque, like, that's such an oxymoron. How do you, it's different. I would understand if, for example, there's a kid who's Muslim by name, never read the Quran, never went to mosque, grew up here, and decided he wanted to be gay. Like, no surprise, I would expect that to happen. Is that bad? But what I don't understand is these are like religious Muslim homosexuals, you know what I mean? Like, they gathered money together, they organized and raised up a masjid. You know what I mean? So they must pray, right? Anybody thought about how they might pray? Because I did. I was thinking, like, how would they, it's weird, how would they pray? It'd probably be something like this.